started the end of last year, I got a message from a good friend of mine asking if I'd like to join him and some others to try the three peaks, i.e. the three highest peaks in Britain: Ben Nevis in Scotland, Scafell Pike in England, and Snowdon in Wales. Now, by the way, this isn't what's known as the Three Peaks Challenge, which is the 24-hour version, and we actually saw people doing that, doing the whole thing in 24 hours, and I just, how do you do that? What are you made of? It's hard enough over 3 days with like actual sleep, but these people just do it in one go. Hats off to you. Bit mad, but hats off to you. No, but for us it was to do the more genteel version, which is a mountain a day over a weekend. I suspect this might have come from one of those more enthusiastic, merry conversations that one has in the pub, and I'm pretty sure that I was invited along because I'm the kind of like vaguely outdoorsy one who does the kayaking and the wild camping and stuff like that. But it's fair to say we're all complete beginners. None of us have done anything like this before, not even tackling one of these things, never mind 3 in one weekend. And yeah, perhaps there's a bit of Dunning-Kruger there, but sometimes, you just gotta, try new things out and, accept challenges in life, right? So we decided, yeah, let's give it a go. We booked the accommodation, hired a people carrier, so we'd have plenty of room with all our stuff in the back, and, we'd split the driving, all the logistics. We picked a weekend that suited everyone, and yeah, the plans were in motion. And we thought, as we're doing this anyway, we might as well use the opportunity to raise some money for charity. We set up a Just Giving page to raise some funds for Cancer Research UK. Day one, just at the foot of Ben Nevis. Weather's looking a bit moody at the moment, but it is forecast to improve, so hopefully we'll be all right. Yeah, feeling pretty pumped, pretty excited, a little bit nervous, not that used to this sort of thing, but we've got a good team, lots of moral support, and yeah, we're going to crack on and do our best. If it's too sketchy, we can always, get as far as we can and turn around. We're not here to do anything gung-ho and prove anything. Just going to stay within our limits. But here's hoping we get this excruciating weekend off to a good start. They say the first 90 minutes of Scotland's Ben Nevis are the hardest, and if you don't count the bit at the top, I'd agree. It stands 1,345 metres tall, about 4,500 feet. The halfway point is not the lake, as many assume, but the stream, your natural water refill point. The endlessly zigzagging mountain path ascends past the point where vegetation grows. Then, passing the snow line is like walking through the door into Narnia compared to the base of the mountain. On the unexpectedly punishing descent, you are now facing the Caledonian coastline, and it's impossible not to be moved by the beauty of this highland paradise. Despite the forecast, the weather began to decline. Wind is really picking up now.
Is it?
It was time to put on the crampons and snow layers. Some who'd made it this far but did not have the right equipment had to turn back, and I'll never forget their dejected faces.
Brilliant.
You good, Rich?
Yeah.
A bit different to Box Hill, isn't it? A bit different to Box Hill.
That's a good idea when we were down the pub.
It's the shelter at the summit. Woo. Ben Nevis completed it, mate. If there's one word I would use to sum up the descent, it's knees. There it is, guys. I can see the pub.
Cheers. Cheers.
The day wasn't over just yet. There was still a 5-hour drive ahead of us. End of day one, made it to the hotel, just had a hot shower, which was just heaven. Got an ale on the go. What a day. I had no idea that the top of the mountain was going to be like that, those kind of conditions. Researching for it and even talking to people on the way up, people, no one can give you a real idea of what it's like. Some people sort of seem to exaggerate. Some people downplay it. And I guess I thought it was just going to be like maybe a bit of snow, a few patches of snow here and there, but mostly gravel and maybe a bit windy. But that was like, it was like being on a film set or something. It was like proper like gale force winds, like blowing ice in your face and proper whiteout. We had the crampons on, of course, and everything. And it was like, I was like, yeah, this isn't just fell walking, like this is like proper mountaineering, and I've never done anything like that before in my life. I'm just really not used to those conditions, but it was really fun. It was like a proper adventure, I love stuff like that, and it was just such a good feeling when we got to the summit. Really, really, really good vibe. Really cold up there, like -10 with the wind chill. But we were just elated. Yeah, the descent was pretty hard. I thought normally with this sort of thing, it's much quicker on the way down than on the way up. But it was actually, it was slower than I thought coming down. It was a bit harder, and legs was really starting to hurt. But in different places to on the way up, and was getting really tired. But what a huge success today. This is the hardest one out of the three. So to get this one out of the way, I'm really, really pleased. Looking forward to the other two now, and I'm feeling really, really motivated as well to get them done and accomplish this. Yeah, what a fantastic start to the weekend. Very happy. The route up England's Scafell Pike is a straight up, straight down affair. It's steep all the way and provokes leg muscles you didn't even know you had in both directions. It rises to 978 metres or 3,200 feet. The top greets you with the pike's famous scree, an endless field of gravel and boulder that could present a particular challenge if the conditions were wet. It seems fitting that the backdrop to England's highest mountain is England's deepest lake, the peaceful Wastwater.
Don't they get money for centuries? Is it just for pride? This is like Lord of the Rings or something, man.
Yeah. Hello. Yay, we did it! As the increasingly moody summit weather began to roll in, it was our cue to begin the long descent.
Lambelis. 6 hours there and back, so probably 9 for us.
Indeed, it did take longer than 6 hours for our now painfully weary legs on day 3. Wales's Snowdon is the second highest of the 3 peaks at 1,085 metres, or 3,500 feet. It's claimed to be the easiest of the 3 peaks, but don't let this fool you into complacency. The steeper sections are at the start and summit, and mostly it is a gentle gradient, but very, very long. This one is about stamina. There are also some pretty hair-raising sheer drops in parts if you look to your left, which I tried not to. The famous mountain railway goads you. In the summer, it goes right to the summit, but when we were there, it stopped 3/4 of the way. It looks fun for tourists, but it's cheating, right? This mountain was particularly special for me, the chance to complete this adventure in the country I grew up in. The seemingly never-ending path ahead that vanishes into the distance can be quite daunting, an effect that doesn't improve on the way back down. Snowdon is the only of the 3 peaks that has a halfway house. It's a modest hut offering basic refreshments through a window, but feels like the height of luxury compared to the wilderness of the previous 2 days. We didn't hang around though. It was time for the final push on the final mountain on the final day. This now familiar moody summit weather that seems to have been following us all weekend arrived on schedule as we followed the closed tracks towards the summit. Once again, we headed into the cold fog. Well done. Thanks. I'll be honest, I really didn't think I was going to make all 3 summits, but we did it, and we raised a couple of grand for Cancer Research UK. I'm so happy about that. And if you're considering doing something like this, my advice to you is just do it. Like, actually start planning it right now. Because if I, a complete amateur with my ruined, unfit body, can do this, then you can too. Anyone can. The best things about the experience for me were the camaraderie and the incredible scenery.